Hello and welcome to the Arena Sports Show. My name is Clauiee Grace Mpanza. Absolutely excited to be alongside you today. Joining me is my favorite influencer, Mahlatse Mphahlele. And to actually let you in, he's become a real influencer. On Sunday, minding my business, watching Formula One, I received a call from a certain journalist saying, "Oh, you won't believe who I'm with," all the way in Bloemfontein, by the way. It is, of course, my favorite influencer. You are quite the traveler, Mahlatse Mphahlele.
Yeah, we're busy. When sports is on, we're on, so we're going all over the place. I was in Bloom, I had a good time.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been in Bloom. Seeing the stadium packed to where it was. It was very good. Pity about Chiefs, but yeah, it was a good, sort of Sunday out.
It definitely was, and maybe just to stay on the Bloom fans a little bit, Mahlatse Mphahlele, you look at the fact that, they always show up, and we love to see that. It's never an empty stadium. They're always showing us that they do love the game. And of course, yes, there's also the likes of you guys that travel, but mainly the fans who are there. Talk to us quickly about the fans and, of course, their impact in the game.
You know what caught my attention? During the match, when the match was on, they started singing Celtic songs.
Nice.
And it just tells you how much they miss Celtic, the club. And I think if you are a football neutral, you can't help it but hope that someday, we don't know when, Celtic can be back in the PSL, because the people there live, breathe, and eat that club. And it's a shame that they go to the stadium to watch Chiefs and younger but wearing blue of Celtic, so it means how much they love the club, So, I guess, we miss those fans in PSL football.
For sure.
But like I said, I guess in the future, you hope that maybe one day you will see Celtic being competing in the league as a PSL club, yeah.
Well, we can definitely only hope. We have a jam-packed show lined up for you today. I'm absolutely excited. We have a special guest that will be joining us in just a bit, where if you look back in history, when he used to he used to slut it in, of course, those free kicks, absolutely powerful free kicks, always will go in. And of course, you'll get to know who I'm talking about in just a bit. It didn't start in the PSL, apparently in his younger days, especially when he joined Kaizer Chiefs Junior. Before that, he used to, of course, do the same technique. He believes he was born with it. We also have, of course, our top stories where we find out what's been happening in the world of sport, and of course our star of the week. So much to look forward to, but let's start off with our top stories.
Springbok coach Erasmus says they have clarity on the number 8 jersey. Eriklo Smith will be the only contenders for the position for the Springboks opening rugby championship test match against Australia in Brisbane on Saturday next week. Proteas Premier fast bowler Kagiso KG Rabada has said that historical records will count for little when South Africa cross the wide rope to battle the West Indies in the Caribbean next week. The explosive right-arm quick, who is only 9 wickets away from becoming the Proteas' 6th test bowler to reach 300 wickets milestone, is looking forward to getting stuck into what promises to be a testing 2-test tour. In a dramatic turn of events, Marumo Gallants have appointed Dan Smallesela as their new coach to replace Dylan Kerr, who unceremoniously stepped down Bailey 3 weeks after joining them. The well-traveled Kerr is believed to have rejected the club's co-coaching arrangement, among other factors that led to his abrupt exit ahead of the start of the Bedway Championship season.
Well, great to see you, Coach. Dan Smallesela will be dancing all over again in the touchline. Mahlatse Mphahlele, I think we called it the last time he joined us in studio. And here it is. How do you feel about it? What do you think he's going to do, of course, for Gallants?
He just didn't know that club is going to be coaching. But, with Marumo, really, nobody has kicked the ball.
Yeah.
Already they've had a coaching change.
Yes.
If this is an omen for what's going to come, I'm fearing for them. But having said that, I think Coach Dance is a good coach.
Yeah.
And I hope that they give him all the support, because, as you know, the type of football that Coach Dance likes to play, he needs players who can play. He's a guy who likes to play carpet football. the so-called South African type of football. And I think they should be able to get the players that he wants. He wants a particular player that can play for him. We are happy for him. You always feel that South African football is poorer without coach there, Not only him as a coach, and he's a guy who speaks his mind. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they turn out this season. And also touching back to what we said in the opening, they are playing in Bloemfontein. So maybe those Bloemfontein Celtic fans will love him, will give the club love. They'll fill their stadiums whenever they play. And if that happens, they'll definitely be a team to beat.
All right, so I need a quick yes or no from Mahlatse Mphahlele on this one. Olam Lambo, is you might maybe going to Marumo Gallants?
Just
yes or no?
I don't think so. He hasn't played football in a while, so it will take some doing for him to get there.
All right, that's the quickest answer I can get out of Mahlatse Mphahlele. We keep things moving to talk all things about the stars of a week. Of course, people that have impressed us in the past few days. Mahlatse, who has impressed you lately?
It goes without saying, Tatiana Smith. She sort of just illuminated the country. Everybody's talking about her. So far, in terms of from a South African perspective, is her Olympics, winning 100-meter breaststroke the other day. Obviously, today, as we shoot now, as you speak now, it is a Wednesday. By the time this show comes out, maybe by then, she would have won 2 gold medals because on Wednesday night, she's doing the 200-meter breaststroke. She's a favorite. We wish her well, and we hope that she does a double and bring gold. As the sports minister, Gaten McKenzie, said, "Go lead." He says, we don't even know where we're going to put this gold. So, good luck to Tatiana. Bring it home.
Bring it home, Tats. All right, keeping it moving. We have, of course, my star of the week, because Mahlatse Mphahlele forgot to ask me. But Oscar Piastri is my star of the week. And I'll tell you why, even though you didn't ask me, Mahlatse. And that's
my
because...
bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You can't always be a
gentleman. Because that's Caesar's job. Caesar's not here, so that's the problem.
So you're dropping the ball, huh? Oscar Piastri is my star of the week. He went on, of course, to get second place in Spa in the last race. And you might ask yourself as to second, the first maiden victory that he got in Formula One, I chose Lewis Hamilton because Lewis Hamilton got his 200th podium. So with Oscar, the consistency from this lad, I absolutely love it, and the calm demeanor. He's a bit like you, actually. Do you see how calm you are? He's the calm one on the grid, and I absolutely love seeing that. And he's not joined any cliques and trying to be part of the cool kids. No, he's a level-headed kid, and I absolutely love that. So we're wishing him all the best. Yes, of course, there is that break now in Formula One, and we're going to wait for a very long time until we get back to it. But a lot is happening in the world of sport. The Springboks as well are shifting focus from tests, and now they're going to rugby championships. So much to look forward to. From the test, we do know that they recorded 3 victories and 1 defeat. So a good form that they have, but now they need to turn that around in terms of the championship. They are preparing to face Australia come the 10th of August. So let's find out what Rassie Erasmus has to say upon, of course, the championship.
Every year there's an excuse, or maybe the first time playing at a venue like Melbourne, whatever. And we're a team that shouldn't have excuses. I think what is a bit different than the past is where we normally in Super Rugby play week in, week out against them. It almost feels like the Rugby Championships and the end of year tour swapped around, where we used to play against Welsh teams and Irish teams. And I think it's becoming a little bit more difficult because players are new to us. Joe Smith is certainly not new to us. We know they'll be well organized. We've already studied them. We've tried a little bit of a new approach. We're flying tomorrow. We trained yesterday and today and this afternoon still. And then we'll arrive there on Thursday, flying tomorrow, Thursday, and probably have a Friday, Saturday session. And then trying to get into a normal week where last time when we flew out, we flew on a Sunday and we had to fly over and the flight was cancelled. Not as an excuse, but we're trying to negate those things that we just have a normal test week when we get to Australia. But no, they are a proper team with a new coach and they'll have lots of energy.
Well, it's great to see Rassie Erasmus in good spirits. Mahlatse Mphahlele, what do you think of course, the Rugby Championship heading to Australia first for the Boks?
Yeah, well, always interesting. Rugby Championships, it's a very short competition. Three teams: us, the All Blacks, the big enemy,
Yeah.
and the Wallabies. We're starting off with a trip to the Wallabies in Brisbane. Incidentally enough, I was with the team there in 2018. No, the Springboks went there as favourites to beat,
Yeah.
the Wallabies, and somehow we always lose there. I don't know what happens when the Boks play in Australia, wherever in Australia. But hopefully this time around, they'll turn it around, and we can get a good start. Because with the nature of the tournament, the way it's so short.
Yeah.
If you lose one match, then you are already under the pump, and also you expect that New Zealand will beat Australia and they will beat Argentina. So if we lose to Australia, it means now we have to beat Argentina and beat the All Blacks, which makes things a little bit difficult. But I've got confidence in Rassie and the boys, and I'm sure they'll come back from Australia with a win.
They definitely will. We'll keep our fingers crossed. The Proteas, on the other hand, they haven't had red ball action in quite a while. The last time they did so was at the beginning of the year in Newlands, and now they shift focus in the Caribbean against, of course, West Indies, and they're hoping to get some good results. And you look at the fact that Mahlatse Mphahlele, the West Indies, they just came back from the UK. Yes, they lost the series, but they've got some good action under their feet. So going for the Proteas, how are you feeling about them?
Yeah, the West Indies, they're a very difficult side to judge, really, when it comes to Test cricket, because they're a very good, white ball team, ODIs and T20s, and probably one of the best T20 sides in the world. And I feel with the evolution of cricket the way it is now, T20 leagues cropping up all over the place.
For sure.
Their players have sort of focused more on T20 cricket, and they are generally very poor as a test side. We have always beaten them pretty much convincingly whenever we play. But always don't even forget that going to the West Indies in itself is very difficult.
Yeah.
The conditions are different. Sometimes the ball tends to spin quite a bit, and most our strength, obviously, being fast bowling and that kind of thing. So I still think that with the players that we have, we should have enough to be able to beat them. Also, for our advantage, some of the players that are traveling for this tour were just in the West Indies recently for the World Cup, even though the conditions may be a little bit different, because also it's two different formats. But I don't have worries there. I think we should have enough to beat them in this two-match series.
100%. On the flip side, we're going to hear, of course, from Temba Bavuma in just a bit. But on the flip side, we have, of course, a guest who I spoke about earlier on, right, who has that electrifying free kick. He'll get to tell us more about the technique, where it comes from. He will be joining us in just a bit. But for now, here's Temba Bavuma.
I think it's a challenge that's not necessarily unique to us. Probably something that all the smaller teams or outside the big three kind of face. It feels like we're starting again as a team. We had the camp last week, but not all the guys who were there available, so that was good to see the guys. But you can hear in terms of the conversations, there's a lot of kind of reminding ourselves of a philosophy, how we want to play, and basically what our blueprint to winning. When we meet up again on the 26th or 27th, whenever that is, in the US, when everyone will be there, I think those first couple of days will be very important in just aligning ourselves again, speaking to what our values are for our culture, and obviously creating an environment that allows guys to perform. But look, like I said, it's nothing that is unique to us as a South African team. But the challenge is we just got to make it work with what we have. We don't use it as an excuse. I think there's definitely a lot of excitement from the guys, and the fact that we'll be putting on our white clothing and chasing after a red ball again. So I think that excitement, we'd like to focus on that more than all the other uncontrollables.
Well, joining us now is one of my favorite midfielders. Mpho Makola joins us now, and a young boy from Alexandra who has travelled South Africa, got his first professional contract at Free State Stars. Started off at Kaizer Chiefs, was there for 3 years at the junior rankings, but he felt that no, I'm a big boy now. I need to play with the big boys, and he did exactly just that. But the journey in between was quite interesting. Bibo, thank you for joining us. Such a pleasure to finally have you. I think you and I have been talking about this for a good year. It's insane.
Well,
It's finally happening, and thanks for having me, man.
No,
really
man.
appreciate
I
that.
want to find out about that.
Uh-huh.
But one thing, though, I have to give you, the honesty, I absolutely love that, because I think every time I brought it up, you were like, not yet, Chloe. Not a good timing right now. I love the honesty, because a lot of times, you know, influencer, you know this, right? Sometimes footballers will give us a run for our money.
Hey,
Like, oh my goodness, you could have just said no, bro. So big ups on saying no at that point.
There's a player who said he will send me the location in the morning. That was 4 years ago. I'm still waiting for the location.
Can I tell you about footballers?
Please do.
My former coach, Palacios, used to say to us at Pirates, football players and the football coaches are criminals. I never understood it, but now I do.
Unreliable.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah,
Not all
most of them, they're not honest.
There's Anne Grotman. I was supposed to meet him in Johannesburg South.
Yeah.
And I live in Pretoria. I drove all the way. When I got to the place we were supposed to meet, I call him. He says, "Ish, this guy."
Yeah.
I have to drive back home.
Goodness
priority.
gracious.
So those things happen now. Yeah, most footballers are not reliable, and I think it's largely to do with the fact that when they play, they get a lot of things done for them. And sometimes when they finish playing, part of the struggle that is there is to now suddenly do things for yourself, and they mostly can't manage their stuff because of that, you know. So it's one thing that I think they should learn to do when they still play, to realize that when it's finished, you gotta do things for yourself. You gotta pick up your phone. You gotta come back to people. You gotta miss call. You gotta honor appointments. Some actually do miss deals because you just can't find the people.
True.
And that's a bit sad. Yeah.
Maybe you can add to that, Deeps,
I think
because you
it
know
for
better.
me, from where I'm sitting, it's footballers. People forget that footballers are human beings also, you know. And for me, I've always said, good footballers are good human beings in most cases. So meaning you have to be, maybe not really have to be from a well-off background, but a stable background where your upbringing was good. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. You know, and if you don't come from a home like that, you're gonna struggle as you grow older. Not only footballers, but just human beings purely.
Generally,
Yeah.
So the good upbringing that you bring up, I think your mom played a stellar job, because I know when you were growing up, there was, you know, some tribes, some gangsters
For sure.
they were trying to get into. But then she was, of course, to show you a style, and from there you knew that you had to choose a better path. Talk to us about that upbringing, and of course the role essentially till to date, you know, besides that moment that your mom played in your life.
Damn. You know, people don't even know this. I stayed in so many places actually. My mom lived in Hillbrow for some time. My mom lived in Berea. My mom lived in Yeovil. I stayed in Alex. I lived in Foslo, Soweto, Val. So you can understand. For me, I feel like it helped me a lot because I was able to adapt. Like I got a bit of Soweto, I got a bit of Eastern, I got a bit of Alex, and obviously I stayed with my mom in the burbs at times in Node. So the upbringing was good, but very tricky also, especially growing up in Alex. You know, there's so much that can go wrong, especially for a boy child. You know, there's a lot of influence from your neighbors, kids that you grow up with, their uncles, their brothers, you know. But I think I developed a backbone, I think, after I had an incident where I was just being naughty, you know, with friends, and we got into trouble. The next thing, I ended up in a police station. Luckily for me, my uncle was there at the charge office. So before they could do anything, my uncle called my mom. He's like, yeah, my mom rushed, and then everything was sorted. But after that, she gave me a tour, police station, inside the cells and everything. It's like, you gotta choose. It's either this or that, you know. And I was like, nah,
I want that.
this is not the life that I want, you know. And she made it simple for me and said, listen, you got talent, or now you've got a sports bursary. ukena mahala kuskulong, I don't pay for fees. Why you want to give that away for something so silly, you know? And I think that thing knocked something on my head and then gaba grand.
I know you're also a sports all-rounder, you know,
Yeah.
while you were in school. Talk to us about that. And was football essentially, yes?
Oh. Opening, middle.
Yeah, opening
Ah.
and a spin bowler.
Jeez.
Sure.
Yeah. So I had to make a choice, go in grade 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I started playing provincial football and I'd travel to Gauteng and go to other provinces. So that's when I saw actually, because I can't have both.
Yeah.
I just get over confused.
So you played cricket
Yeah, I
properly?
played cricket.
Yeah.
I still have a bat going in my garage.
And you were opening?
Yeah,
And
I
you
was
can
an
bowl a bit
opener.
swing?
I can bowl also.
Okay.
You must
The
invite
rules
me.
you must have.
So you're an all-rounder.
All rounder.
Okay. The
Yeah.
Proteas are in the West Indies. Maybe you can join them for a net session or something.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but then, so you fast forward, right? You are with Kaiser Chiefs Juniors, and now you feel, okay, my peers around me, they're in the professional setup. I also want to play in the PSL now.
Yeah.
But what I want to find out from you, Beebs, you know, talking about the movement, because you've played in different clubs. I mean, Free State Stars, Cape Town City, Orlando Pirates,
Yeah.
Polokwane City, and all these clubs that you've played in.
Mhm.
What has your analysis, yeah, and your opinion, the treatment like been in the different clubs in terms of the organization that you've seen behind the scenes?
Okay. My first team, Free State Stars, the best. Yeah, the best. Even though people used to say, you can't go outside of Gauteng. It's nice here in Gauteng now. For me, Free State Stars was the team. Mike took care of us, especially me. They really looked after me because when I went there, I was like 19, turning 20. I was probably one of the youngest players at the time. And I stayed in Khotso's house, which was Mike's son, for like a week. He told me, listen, be at home. You've got a week to convince the coach at the time, which was Steve Kompela, to sign you. First training session, one session, and then Steve said, I will sign in this boy. Then afterwards, everything, there was a gym. We got meals, you know, after training. So, and then I go to Pirates, and it's something different, big now. And obviously the treatment is great and everything. And look after the players so that you can perform at your best. Then Cape Town City, the same. Nothing has changed. Only when I come back to Joburg and it's like, Jampa toll gate do kakwa, Limpopo.
Yeah.
No, but like, you know, my experience ko Polokwane like taught me a lot about life also. And it taught me a lot about being able to fight, especially only one whereby there. Because I was alone there, no friends, nothing. My wife from Okhai, the kids are here. And it's like a lot of people said to me, Anton, how can you go to Timia NFT? Where's Limpopo? You know? And next I now I was looking at it like, you know, it's only 6 months. But I was like about 2 win a league, and which I think I can do, you know. I go Cape Town City in Jan, I played 15 of the games. So I still fit and everything. So I looked at it like that. But I feel like the treatment and environment was something else. But I was like, I'm here now. It's no use sulking. Can I just make the most of it while Gilem? The first thing I noticed was some of these boys didn't have boots, proper boots, but they're playing for a professional team. I took my boots up Puma. I gave maybe 8 or 9 pairs to those boys, and I said, dude, we're third on the log. Rowena League is in AFL. We tried doing that. But the treatment there and everything was doing about a look at thing. I don't like complaining and talking about such, but it's something that I feel like sometimes I had to wash my own kid. Take my own kid to home, wash it. If there's 2 sessions, omega 12 by 1, 2, in between or standing. And you have to go for the second session. Sometimes you can have a kid. Like those small things which are important for a player. That's all I gotta say.
There's electricity at this point, because I remember Maufiga, Agnakis.
No. Luckily, I'm sharp. I didn't have any issues with electricity or anything else like that. Yeah. So
But I guess in a professional setup, those things can be the difference between success and failure.
Thank you.
And you coming from a professional setup, the clubs you've been, and you go there, you find that kind of thing. What does the chairman say? Do you even have access to the chairman? Because sometimes you really have to make a call to the chairman. And say,
Chairman is hardly there. Chairman only comes at the game, and you wanna go changing room at the time. So they they do things differently there, and it's not for me. It's not how things should be done.
but what were some of the worst things that you've seen? You say, "Hi, this I've never seen before."
Like what will I say about it?
No, I think you said you want
Okay,
to take it.
one, to win the league with Polokwane seats, I don't have a winner's medal. Didn't get no bonus, which I'm not even complaining about. You know, I left the team, nobody said anything to me, not even the boss. You know, so those are just some of the things that you look and you're like, but and what kind of a human being are you? You know, when you wanted me, you came to fetch me, please, 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 please. Now that you got what you wanted, even if thank you so much, Raleboga, for your help, and from here onwards we can't continue with you. I never keep on a leave, you know, those kind of things. But the week before Kifitla, go Polokwane City, they had played what team is Hungry Lions in Kimberley. So after the game they lost, they traveled by bus all the way. I fitla go Polokwane at 5 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, on the way to Polokwane in the bus, they bought food. After the game, usually buy the Nando's or whatever. So the chairman apparently after Nakwa deal, how they lost, and he said to the team manager, "Don't give those players that food. What? Go past my farm. He's got a farm, Limpopo somewhere, and give those food to the dogs." It's a good one too. I didn't want to know what happened. Did they do it or not? I actually lost respect for that person, and those people were never going to come passing by because apparently those are the kind of things that they do. You know, so that's a joy, which I because they really make you angry, because you're like, for a footballer, like for an you just sponsor to the best of your ability. Tell me about they must make sure you're happy and everything, not worry about now. If you bring me to your room and don't treat it like
No, that's not right.
you know.
That's not. Let's go back to Bramaik, because
Yeah, Bramaik.
Bramaik was also a very colorful figure, a wealthy man. You know, I'm very close to the Suns, and you know, I know they really tried their best.
Yeah, they did.
To run that club properly. When you were there, you guys had a very, very good team, but for some reason, just couldn't.
I think there's a season more to learn number 3 or 4. We are behind Pirates, I think, and Chiefs. Chiefs won the league that season. And I think more like we could have went all the way. But then again, experience, because usually but Babalenko Chiefs or Pirates or have been Free State, these smaller teams, they've got the experience. So that at the time, yes, we had a solid team, but you look at Muzima Shaba, Natwakai, Thabo Matlaba, amateur straight to Free State. You know, I can count a lot of players. So I said, where you need experience to kick in, never choke. You know, yeah.
So who were some of the guys who were there with you?
I mean, Paulos was there, Masaya, Tsokofatsa Mashego, Noah Chivuta, Tembiso Ngobo, Kennedy Moeni, Thabo Matlaba, Manti Moholo, Muzima Shaba, Dove Wome. We had a solid team. Jabu Manele, we had a very good team.
And Gold Park was the place, yeah?
What's it?
Yeah. I've been
But
there a
when we
couple of
play
times.
Cape Town teams, we take them to Charles.
Yeah, just
Cut
for
through a
play.
clock. Yeah, and you don't cut the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dry.
It's
You
dry.
feel it, yeah.
The pitch is heavy. What's about Makala at 3 o'clock? They struggle. So yeah, it was great. I had a good time there. Yeah, very good
But
memories.
Mike, the man himself, very, very colorful, you know.
TimesLIVE.
See, when he likes you, just give you money.
I'm still going there. My first season, I came to Jan. So from Jan until the end of the season, I played all the games. I remember last game of the season we were playing against Celtics. So Celtics was gonna be relegated, Arkabacha. Depending on the other results, yeah. Royal, was it what? Tanda. Remember Tanda Royal?
Tanda, yeah.
Yes. No Larabo Bennett Park at the time.
Yeah, from Benoni Premier.
Yeah, I scored from the halfway line against Joy Bolters. Gave me first goal and we gave them 5 Celtics. Even though it was nice for me, but I felt recovered Celtics, you know.
Yeah.
But it was good. But what was nice is they survived because Royally Jewa. Last meeting of the season, I said, Bra Mike says, "Hey, okay, Alexandra. Okay, Alexandra is looking for me. I'm sitting at the back. I'm Peter Alexandra. So, Emela Baba. You know, I can narrate those stats. Ranzi, Mpho Makola anyway. So, I used to get Nicola salary, normal salary, and then Taranti and Kai check me and I will say, just to say, don't go anywhere.
Yeah, no,
And that money helped me to take my sister to school.
Oh, that's nice. So where do you think you felt most at home then? Would it then be Free State?
I think Free State, Pirates, and Cape Town City.
Okay. So
I can't like really more than example Free State, and maybe I needed, Pirates and thingy, but they still looked after me. The treatment has never changed. It didn't change until I jump at toll gate.
And then
and
leaving.
you regretted to jumping that toll gate.
You should have went well past the toll gate. And it must have been very difficult leaving Free State, because a lot of people who have been there, I've not come across a lot of people who speak bad about the guys. It must have been very difficult to leave them.
I think for me, I was ready to leave because I needed a new challenge and I needed to grow as a player also. But yes, it was difficult. It was difficult because of the treatment, Every player that came to Free State Stars can tell you the same story. Everybody was treated the same. Everybody was looked after, And you could say it was difficult, but it had to be done. Yeah.
So from Mike here, then you go to Orlando Pirates, right? And there's a colorful figure in Brastan, right? And we're not even going to talk about the chairman, but Brastan was quite the figure himself. And the conversations that you guys would have. Talk to us about Brastan in your life.
My first encounter with Brastan, my former coach, my mentor, Jesse Queen Harold, the Khodi. So Harold I played for Jesse Queen's Academy with Opa and them and everybody. So Brastan used to come watch us there. So now I'm born and I'm like, hey, come on, this boy. So I remember it was 2007 to before 2008. Opa signs for Pirates. One of the players in the academy also signs for Pirates, Figo. Patrick signs for Vets. Who else signed? So these are Kidi Takataka, my age group. They leave. So I get frustrated. I'm like, coach, I need to leave now. Konplumbanken's all the pressure because it's either school or ball. Kokasi, I play a tournament in Alex. Spiderwell is watching there. I get player of the tournament. He comes and says, people, no. You need to be in the PSL. I'm going to take you to training for Sundowns. I trained at Sundowns for a week. Brastan umponada. Ufonela cheese. Like, your boy, you're looking morning. Good. You only was sign at Sundowns. Just the day before he gets the medicals. So then Jesse says, hey, come back and do this. And then he started giving me a stipend. It was in December. Come as a coach, I'll give me a month. Jen, I signed for Free State Gavai. Coming back to Pirates. The day I sign up for Pirates, I'm supposed to sign for Chiefs. So me and Tsapo want to go to, Tsapo was my agent at the time. Rago FNB, we're about to meet Bobby. When we call Bobby was Petlele was sick. We get a call, come to Fly Africa. I didn't even know Fly Africa people guy. I want to see to the Olympics 96 or that. Brastan, yeah boy. You can play, yeah? Yeah boy. Yeah. He says to Tsapo, yeah. That's the one. Khaleki matla man. That's it.
The fate is a boy.
Yeah, the fate is a boy. So that timer since that day, me and him like this. If I select go Jimmy because he knew what I could do, potentially. If I want, I used to, I do like stands in Orlando and watch all the training sessions. And if I want, I'm not pushing and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, he'd call me to his office and be like, ah boy, you need to push now. If my numbers they are drop because it's more leveling A. If it goes down 9 beats, it's either there's something that you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing or you weren't doing before, or you stop doing what you're doing, what was working for you.
Yeah.
So go back. So every time and I think last week I was talking with someone about Preston and I said, listen, your experience is not the experience you know, and it's the same with everybody. You know, and if people could just understand that he played a really big role in our football in this country.
But how was Pirates, man? I mean, I'm
Nedi
sure everything
buya
changes
la.
when you go to Pirates.
Ada nedi buya da. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm feeling good. The minute I get to the stadium, and I'm like, I'm not myself anymore. You know. But then I got to understand that, hey, this is a big institution. I would fail and and Coach Debs would tell me, hey, once you put on the jersey, you've got so much responsibility. So yeah, Pirates was because you knew if they sign you, they can sign you now. They're already looking at someone else for next season. So you can't drop the ball out later. Yeah.
And what's your favorite memory about Orlando Pirates when you look back?
Shit. You didn't know, but I think I've got this fond memory when we went to play in Africa, and the odds were stacked against us. And if you look, we didn't really have an experienced team. Because Senzo was the one experienced, Ndona, which is Sangweni, Lucky, maybe Happy, Opa, and the rest are Salbacha, go Africa, you know. But the bond, you know, single bed, kid disco camodiawa, there's a train there, and we're playing a match, Kausan, a serious match. But the bond that we had then, was great. Go passing, we'd sit together, we'd sing together to the stadium. We went to TP Mazembe. Roma, the soldiers, but for the gun, but we had that thing. I never got it, you know. And from that team, we still friends. We still call each other now. We check up on each other. So it just shows you bonding in each other.
I want to juxtapose this because I said this to somebody recently that Pirates are going to Champions League next season and exactly the same things that you are saying now.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the modernization of things, things are not as bad as they used to be in terms of night games. Poor hotels and stuff. We can get better hotels. But on the pitch, competition is higher. It's tougher.
The fans will make you feel like the
the
minute you look at the airport.
Now, looking at the Pirates team now, I've looked closely at this team. I know enough experience.
Young Tsusa team.
Yeah, most of the players don't have. Yeah, I'm worried for them. No experience on the continent. Junior national teams, nothing. Even the coach himself does not know how to navigate around these territories of the continent.
Yeah.
And also, the management, they will know that to make things easy for the players, you have to charter, make it easier for the players. When you look at the current Pirates team now, do you think they can push it?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubts, but because I want them to win. I love the team. I want to favor and I want them to do well. But sometimes I'm a little realistic and I think they don't have enough experience, but I'm hoping they'll go all the way. I mean, now the players are divided, and for me, I think, well, they could have helped the team in terms of experience, especially Africa. You know, but yeah.
And also Champions League, you don't play this season and you are not there next season. Champions League, you must play it flat 5-6 seasons.
consistently.
I remember there was a moment when Sundowns beat Al Ahly 5 at Moripe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will never forget that thing. Coach Piso came to the post-match press conference. He sat down before everybody said anything. He looked at us and said, "No, I've figured them out." That was after many years of trying and trying and trying.
Yeah.
Al Ahly were shocked. They were just lost 5 minutes to Sundowns. And you need to, even for, it's not only for the coach, even for the players.
The players as
The
well.
players need to know what do you do when you get to Wydad. What do you need to do when you get to Al Ahly? What do you need to do when you go to Horoya, when you go to Timor? Because those are not easy places to go to.
For sure.
DRC. We got to the airport, we had to take a 5-hour bus drive. So the bus is speeding. We're like, but why are you speeding? He says, hey, bro, if it gets dark, we're not going to make it where we're going. Because it's a little misty. Majoro's wife at the time, was pregnant. I was not to deliver, but to deliver for Lenda go. Alla major go pass it. And I'm so winning one.
And you know what they do deliberately? They don't go
to
the highway is there.
Yes.
They take you to the corners.
How long passing more window? I'm sure when I went to the Kolo, what are you thinking? Oh my word.
So when you didn't cry? Oh, you're a tough one.
I was just like, I'm a you know. So yeah, those trips are very tough, you know. If you got pre-match meal, ki fish, na le tlhogo fela ki, damn.
Everything
What am I
is
eating here?
When we played Esperance in the semi-finals, before the final, pre-match meal we had Powerade and a roll. Everyone. Because Batista Joe, they were already dished up. So we're like, but who dished up for us? First of all.
What have they put in there? Then the next thing
Paranoia, ne?
the next thing
Is
everybody.
that paranoia?
No, but after eating, everybody's rushing to the toilet.
Yeah.
During the game, now you
I
gotta
mean,
run.
go telling you dish up for yourself. You
Yeah,
know, why you wanna dish
Why
up for
must
me
they
and then
bring
so
you
we
food?
quit food?
That
It's
is why,
it's
you know,
true.
I think with Sundowns with the benefit of experience
Yes.
and resources to a large extent.
Yeah.
They've got 2 guys who go 5 days before.
But check out there.
They book their own hotel, they book their own training ground, they book their own bus. They
Their
go to the
dietitians as
embassy.
well.
Yeah, they go to the embassy provides them with chefs and everything, then they cook for them. Sometimes they even go and eat at the home at the embassy the whole time because they don't want the hotel. Because at the hotel, they give you things, you know. So you have to do all those things. They cost money, but if you want to win the Champions League, that's what you must do.
I remember when we were in, I think it's DRC, Congo Brazzaville. What's that team legend on? AC Leopards.
Yeah.
Green. Our goalkeeper coach at the time, Alexandra, remember him, may his soul rest in peace. Alex.
No, not Heredia though.
Alex, what was from Brazil?
Yeah,
Pirates, I go Chiefs.
Yeah.
That goalkeeper coach. He had to cook for us. Shapa pasta in white pizza. Says eat. It's pasta, right gaming, and we won. You know? So those are the kind of things that our work are fond memories. You know, like, you know, kids on and Sonya at the job. Passaging. People were bully the packets I want is like a can of Coke, the biscuit and stuff. We share that thing and then it's like Raya go game and Raya no fit, no stress.
Would you say that's where you felt the most brotherhood?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, because I look back into your times and you bring in the Cape Town City. I know, yes, you had, you know, fellows as well. Abo Tammy, the skipper there, who were also on your side. And funny enough, maybe it's not that funny. Tiko Modise, I remember the first incident that you had with the ref, and no, it was the second one, and he said, "No, guys, don't paint people like that." He actually stood up for you, and I found it so interesting that even till today, he was like, "That's not the viewer that you guys are painting out to be. There must be something that's going on."
I never lawyer,
What?
I never shapa king. Yeah. You know, sometimes if it's a then you're like, oh shit, what did I do? Yeah, it's a John.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Teko, yeah, very good guy. He actually played a huge role in me going to Cape Town City. I remember before Velek Sampan go Pirates, I go Panadian outside, like, I'm gonna come. I'll first salary, that's how much they wanted me to go there. So it was not difficult for me to go there. And I give Italian, I was one of the people that made me feel at home. I want to too much and to settle.
And you can imagine also, things are different.
Yeah.
Because income, they do things differently.
Definitely, yeah.
How was I
The
know
first
John
week
also
I
is a
struggled.
colourful guy.
The first week I really struggled with the weather. Nikipakile, just a few items because I wasn't sure or what. I think Kiloko was front 4 times in that week. Just trying to buy jackets, there's that, because weather, hot cheese, I know it's windy now, it's raining, it's, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, but I think after a month, I loved it. Like, I can go to Cape Town like outside. And I was even saying to Kemet, maybe one day when we got money, we must just buy houses, apartments outside. And that's one of my goals. Yeah.
But you need
I'd
a lot
like
of money
that.
because
Yo.
they
Yeah,
say
boy,
parking
Yakara.
bay in Camps Bay is 5 million rands.
Which they will
No, but
get.
the lifestyle there is different to Joburg also.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kakwa Pilola restaurant, you know, coffee and all that. So, so it's not that expensive, but it's, yeah,
That's not
means
like
every
nice
day.
espresso.
Are we having a coffee
Every
chat?
morning,
All right.
every
So,
morning.
Bibo, where I was going with the brotherhood.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So
Yeah.
now you're in Cape Town City, right?
Mhm.
And all of these incidents, they happen. So now I know that, yes, some of your teammates backed you up, right? But what I want to find out from you, because, you know, a lot of times when I talk to footballers, you know, they talk about sometimes the fact that the people around you don't support you as much as you expect them to support you. So I want to find out from you, besides the media being a bit too harsh, but your teammates and your fellow colleagues to a certain extent, do they reach out and call Abiba and say, yo, are you okay? How was that period in terms of, you know, the colleagues around you?
I think when it happened, the chairman himself, John, said, yes, you suspended from football, but you need to train with the team because as soon as this ban is done, we need you back. You know, so I had the support from the chairman, the technical team, even the players, you know. So I was there every day of my suspension until I remember the day when John said, hey, it's been cut from 6 months to 3. He came to the field
Yeah.
and he was standing there and he said, Biba, yes, you're back.
Nice.
And then as soon as Bautla, my teammate, they all started cheering. So I got to understand role yaka and the importance that I bring to the team. And from then onwards, I just pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. So it was great.
So it's good. So
Yeah,
it was good at Cape Town
It was
City.
good. It was
Outside Cape
good.
Town City?
Still the same.
Still
The
the
only
same
thing I
treatment.
just, and I told you why I even stopped doing interviews, you know, the media just painted me bad and I just didn't like that, you know. Because like I said, we're human beings and at the end of the day, you know, there's a time where you can do something wrong and then you'll be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
we're human beings.
For
You're
sure.
supposed to make those mistakes but the media and then when I'm playing and I was doing well,
Babatla
interviews,
interviews, no?
Babatla interview and look like man. And I said, no, it's fine. I don't need to do interviews. Yeah.
Just as a follow-up, in hindsight is always it always helps in a way. When you look back, do you sort of have a sense of regret? Maybe I mean, you rightfully say, you know, we are all human beings. You know,
For
we make
sure.
mistakes and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Do you regret it?
100%. I do. And I think the first incident after it happened, immediately I got the ref's number and I called him and I apologized. And I said, listen, that was out of character, that wasn't me, and I'm sorry about that. Second incident, we're playing Sundowns, MTN Final 8. My cousin just passed on. He was my age. I had to go ID him because he passed on while he was in Cape Town, visiting the girlfriend, and I was the only family member. So basically, prior to the build-up to the final, I had to deal with all these things. Going to the mortuary to identify him, making sure he's been shipped to Joburg and all that. And I used to wake up in the morning at 5 to do stuff before I go to training. Sometimes I get to training late and I tell the coach and he does. But mentally, in my head, I was just thinking, shit, okay, we're playing the final. I need to get this final done so I can go bury my cousin. Speak to the chairman, he says, hey, win me this final, you have 200 on your side. You know, in my head I'm thinking, damn, 200,000. And I remember that game I came on as a sub. We were trailing hard. And I think I played one of my best games ever, you know, because I was just playing and I was just being myself and I was happy and whatnot. So we should have won that game. That's how I felt. You know, going to penalties, obviously, we lost. And I saw the keeper moving. In my head, I'm just like, Rev or GC or, you know, 200,000, cousin, you know, Rev or GC, you know. And when I saw my keeper going, and I just, you know, after pushing the Rev the second time, I remember I went to the bench, Kadula go fat. I was like, Sundowns celebrates, nah, I'm already thinking shit. I messed up, you know. And yeah, and after that, I was just like, you know what? I just need to deal with it. Whatever comes with this, it's fine. I'll deal with it. It's not the end of the world, and you know. But obviously, I've sat down and I'm like, this. You can't allow this to happen ever again. You know, you are a public figure, role model to a lot of kids. And if we were to so, they're gonna think it right into it, you know. And
So, Beeps, to carry on that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was low-key upset when I found
I
out
know.
about no, not the incident.
Oh.
No, not the incident.
Okay.
Donna explained everything to me, so I made sense then about the kind of person you were.
Yeah.
But in terms of the contract that you signed at Cape Town City, that's what upset me, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, but Beebs, you don't have to prove yourself. We've seen what you can do. You know, we know your capacity. Why did you sign a contract like that?
Because I backed myself. You know, I looked at the team, the guys that were there, and I was like, but if I'm signing a contract that says if you start or when you start or when you come on or when you play, you're gonna get so much. And I was like, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna push to play, and that's exactly what I did at training. Obviously, not knowing how. At the end of the day, you don't have the final say. You're not gonna put yourself in the starting lineup.
For sure.
You know? Yeah. And I should have thought about that before signing that contract. You know, I remember in the contract, if I play 10 games, there's something gets all. I was stuck on 9 games.
What?
And I looked at Coach Eric and I was like, but okay, the 9th game that I played, Eric, I played well.
Yeah.
Played well, I started the game. The 10th game we play in Stellenbosch. It's a Cape Town derby. 90 minutes outside, we lost 2-0. So in my head I'm thinking, Coach, did you put me outside because you felt this game didn't suit me, or there was something else, you know? You know, and then that's when I started understanding, you know, you know? And I just accepted it until it's on my.
Did you have an agent when you signed that contract, or that was all still by yourself?
No, I had someone that was with me at the time just to oversee anything that's got to do with legal stuff that I didn't understand, you know. But the rest of the stuff, and I can, you know. Because
The
that's,
contract is only a few paragraphs that you really need to check. The rest of the stuff is
yeah. And earlier, and at the time, the agent said, me bro, you're going to play the whole season. Yeah, and at the time, Coach Benny. Benny plays me all the games, so obviously, on the other side, the man says, hey, I'm paying now.
Yes.
This man every week, now I must cut down. Hey, put that man on the bench, please. You know, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I mean,
Possibility, that's the conversation.
Yeah.
What about the fans, though? And I ask this because, you know, sometimes I've spoken to some footballers who say, I don't get it. Why do fans think that we want to lose? Why do they think we go into a field of play and think that we're going to lose? That's not our intention. We don't want to lose. It hurts for us as much as it hurts them. What do you think of, you know, the educated fans and how we behave and how we treat our players? Because one day you're a hero, the next day you're not a hero.
Yeah.
And this not only goes to to the fans. I guess even as Mahlatse Mphahlele, we are to blame as well, because the narrative that we also push sometimes, that also is
Yeah.
up and down.
I think there are fans and there are people that actually understand football. You know, they look at you and they look at your effort and they look at application.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can apply yourself 100% correctly and whatnot, but it's not your day. You know, every touch is wrong, whatever, but application and they were like, no, you tried. But application is off.
Yeah.
Bao keep on the defensive that are going to be on their back all the time. And if footballers could just understand that as well. Fans will make and break you, just like journalists also, just like the media.
For sure.
You know, and you need to understand how about hyper when things are there. So that how better when they shout at you, because that's about what you're capable of doing. Skying guys criticism or anything like that.
Yeah.
Positive criticism, obviously, but Baban Rata, and they know I can do better, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people take it personal. Like for example, we sit here and then we talk about Chiefs. And people actually take it very, very personal. And I mean, I get no benefit of criticizing
Oh,
Chiefs.
they hate it, by the way, people on Twitter. They hate Mahlatse.
Hate is a big word, yo.
Listen, they
Hate
call
is a big
every
word.
week.
I've got no benefit of.
You know what, Baba, who hate and keep on about that view your stuff.
A lot. Yeah, but like
So much you're doing a good
So
job.
yeah, it's just one of those things. I want to pick up on something now. Footballers, obviously, you can't play forever.
Yeah.
There's going to be a time when you stop.
Mhm.
And one thing I've noticed about Machika, generally, guys don't retire well.
Yeah.
When I say retire well, I mean retire to be comfortable for a good, for a good few years. And I spoke to TimesLIVE recently. He said to me, he doesn't think that a significant majority of South African footballers will live beyond 5 years comfortable after that.
After football.
You guys, obviously, I mean, how are things?
Wait, can I add on that, Vivo, before you answer that? Because I remember having the same conversation with your friend, Dikomodise, and he was alluding to the fact that he thinks that the system is not designed for footballers to succeed after football. And I'm always marveled at that.
100%.
The contract we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, I think I've always been saying I don't understand why government tax footballers the same way as they tax me. Because I can work until I'm 60.
Yeah, I buy sharper tax.
So why are they taxing you who has got a short career? But I mean, just to get back to the issue of retirement.
Yeah, and I think footballers, especially in our country, you can never save enough for life after football. When I know foot, it's even worse because apparently there's a salary cap that players have to earn so much. And I don't know, and I cannot confirm. But I know Sundowns is not one for that. You look at all the Sundowns players. I can't play to Sundowns and say I got nothing. They're getting bonuses to a point where you don't even touch your salary.
Yeah.
But I think, let me speak about me. The time I tried so many businesses because never like it's always been like, hey, car wash. An official from Pirates came to me and said, hey, man, car wash go Alexandra, the blades are not go car wash, From where I was sitting is like, I can't car wash for the blades of Pirates. I car wash for business, get something on the side. And I was told, focus on business. I tried getting a franchise, Chisanyama. I remember brand house, gold brands, gold brands got liquidated, but I had to go to court, I got a small chunk of it back. Because I'm a poultry farming and whatnot, so, because I'm more, but the thing is, footballers are not educated about receive a lot of us are living beyond our means. So, 100,000, no, pillow 150.
Buy a house for 10 million.
I understand. With Kenya go unnecessarily so. Generation here before now said, you guys mustn't waste money on alcohol, women and whatnot. But abar bonsa khoretse eng. All they did was tell us, oh, let's get the same mistakes that we're tuning. I mean, you get a 19-year-old or 20-year-old or Sananko, let's say Sundowns, 25, where NASA it's 3,000 king, you know. Everything has changed, you know. So, I don't know. There must be something done for footballers who have retired, who start up. I mean, look at Belgium. Belgium, Andile are retired. Darren Kid are retired. But those, all the players that played in Belgium, you know, and we can do it this side. It's just that, hey, I don't know why they don't want to do it for footballers. And one of the reasons why Nanex about to coach or go back to football, because I've told myself after football, like Sabata boss, I want to be my own boss, and I'll find a way to go back. Because if I'm going back to football, I'll like someone else, and it won't for exactly what they want to give me. Grand after me. Well, you know, you're 50, 40, 50 something. I enough focus, you know. So I don't know. It's something that we're thinking about. We're thinking of a way actually came in through our podcast to see how we can actually help the next generation of footballers, just at least to save something or take something from them after 10 years or whatever of them playing in the PSL. Only something ailing there, it's about 2 startup. Imagine you retire, you've got 2 million. So now the experience pelo and all those things. That 2 million, you're gonna make use of it. You know.
You know, as you're speaking, I'm reminded of this conversation I had with this other lady. She also has like her own agency, an academy rather. And what she does with her young kids while they're teenagers, from their stipend that they get, they already have saving accounts that are already opened. So she makes sure that X amount, you know, goes to the savings account. And now I'm thinking about, you know, the rest of the academies that we have in the country. Not only do we complain sometimes about the quality of football that they get taught, but, you know, also life lessons that you speak of now, people, in terms of saying, no, let's tell our kids what they need to do, that open conversation. So talk to us about the academies in the country, in your opinion, and how they're being run.
I don't know, man. Like, I look back when I was still in the academy.
Yeah.
Sheaves, the structure was... I went to an amateur academy. Well, I went to VET, same. She, Africa Sport, which was Jersey Queen's Academy. Tops. You know, tops, not only in terms of how things are done, but in terms of the quality of players that they bring and what they're trying to achieve with that.
For sure.
And then I look back, I look now and I'm sitting, I'm like, okay, I look at all the other academies. Kids are paying to play football.
Yes.
Meaning, all the talented players, and mostly what's babutaki. Good players, babutaki. They come from underprivileged homes. I have 40 the Cox, I have 40 the 3,000 to pay for the monthly to belong in an academy.
For sure.
So already that thing is meaning babana linchele that are gonna be part of this development structure or this academy. And the cheese boy askis more cases about the ball.
I thought you were.
So the quality of football, the quality of football and the quality of players that we're gonna produce. I turned it before. Now and so with my team Nada, what I've done is Kingile, I'm trying to get boys from the township but ball that don't have boots or anything, and we provide all that for them. Just to focus on football, talent and see how far they can go. Baska waraka khoragna transport money, you know. We try to provide that for them.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing because development football is sort of gets quite a problem. It's a serious thing. Hence, we are where we are now. Another area which I speak very strongly about. I don't think that our football is where it's supposed to be. You just need to look at Bafana. You get a clear picture of what's going on there. The fact that we will go to the next AFCON with the same players that were at the previous AFCON, who I can tell you now, most of them would not have improved their game to another level. And we're going to play against countries which will come with younger players, better, playing for bigger leagues.
Of course.
Tells you that we're going to have a serious problem. And it's not a sustainable thing that, you know, Kuliso Mundao, Tebo Mkwena, Stella Stole, you know, Ronwen, are the people that we think that they will be at the top of the game.
Yes.
When, if we qualify for the next World Cup. It's just not going to happen. It's not a sustainable thing. And we don't have a strong under 20, under 23 coming up that can say, hey, when you go 2026, a few players there will be competing. And that's where we are. And also, I see KEF are doing coaching courses, whatever. But where is the junior coaching courses? Because football at that level is highly, highly specialized. That's what Coach Pitch is trying to do now. Coach Pitch is coming up with a manual, coaching manual for 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. We need to start there, otherwise.
Yeah, and it's not. I think it's not everybody that can coach. You know.
Kids, no.
Yeah, some I see they taking the badges and stuff. It's not everyone that can coach. Some people are doing it so they can get jobs.
Yeah,
you
to
know,
push
and
it.
be able to. Yeah, but I feel like another thing that can bring change into this is like former players. I think it's former players that played the game that were good are better now. Not better, but are hurt. The pain, it's the way football treated them to a point I was about next to do with it. And those are the people that can actually give back you know, because they knew the game. I understand. And they know how South African players and whatnot. But because Boleva hit it.
A good example, look at the Chiefs technical team. It's all foreigners. And if you have a Mahlatse who's playing for Chiefs who's 18, comes late for training, comes smelling of alcohol, you are not going to say, go. You will see it with him and find out what's wrong. Maybe there's a problem at home.
Yes.
You know, maybe his mother wants money.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, because these kids have got a lot of pressure from families.
Yeah. Too much.
Goodman Musela did say that on one of the Pirates show there. To say the reason why he sort of just lost everything, lost his mind, was because of the constant pressure that he gets from home.
Yeah.
You know, that's what is commonly called as black text, you know, which is a problem for everybody.
Black text.
Yeah.
But I think also, I was actually talking to a friend of mine about situational Lyle. It's more of the same thing, Lyle Foster. Yeah, but obviously I will work out. So in my team, I got 2 boys that are going to be signing professional contracts. I'm not going to say which teams in the PSL. one day.
I'm sure we'll be the first one.
Yeah. So I had a chat with Libona Karen. Listen, this is how much you're going to get or whatever from the team. But I need you guys to do me a favor. Don't tell your parents how much you're earning. Don't tell your parents how much you're earning because until already parent I check it, okay, my son is earning 30,000. So every month to look inside this and that and that and it's not on. Umtswadi waka akugolote for kon. Go on system more fighting. You know what I mean? If you let us something, without any pressure from Baba. And because black tax eating and bad. Baba ngabakhono ukudila leona, you know.
Do you look back now and think maybe you could have done things differently in terms of that? Because I know, Liwena, before you signed professionally, if it's about 3,000, 1,000 recently is what you said, people don't look at it like that. That's what you said.
Can you rephrase that again?
If you get a 3,000 tournament, 1,000 rand, you'll give it back at home, right? So now when you look back into that, do you think you also could have handled things just a bit differently?
I think what I did then was good because Mamaka, I used to give her money when I was like 15. When I signed my PSL contract, nationally pressure, she already knew what I as long as Matisse and be like, because my first signing on fee, I'm get the couch, the TV, she didn't have to come and ask me for that and get the pressure.
So when it comes from you, it's better than when it's a request.
It mustn't be pressure.
Mustn't be pressured.
So just maybe for me, the season is starting now. You know, you follow the game and stuff. You've seen, I guess, the disaster of Bloemfontein. But I still say that let's give these guys a chance.
Yeah.
You will never know.
Mm.
You've seen Pirates, the guys who've seen Sundowns, Supersport. I think Supersport have bought wisely.
Mm-hmm.
They always do though every season.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of teams. Richards Bay,
Mm-hmm.
they've also quite dug deep and Proteas. So teams look they've prepared well, which can only be good for us who will be watching from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Just from what you have seen so far, if I put you on the spot, do you think these guys can dislodge Sundowns at the top? Do you think somebody can come and really come after Sundowns?
You know, you and I can sit here and talk about, do we think they can? Do they think they can? Do they believe that they can actually like dethrone Sundowns? You know? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are playing, the players. So they have to decide if they really want it. You know? And I believe they can. I was watching the Sundowns games, the friendlies, and I was like, not new coaches, but coaches that left and came back. It's going to be something different. They're trying different combinations and whatnot. And if these other teams actually saw what I saw, they can be like, hey, you know what, first round we can actually push these people, push and see how we can go. I'm hoping Pirates can carry on from where they left off last season. I'm hoping Supersport can challenge them, Stellies. Chiefs, I'm not so sure. It's going to take a bit of time.
But I saw Sundowns, they're quick, eh?
Yeah.
No,
They're quick. Not that Sundowns are. They've got
no,
quality
not,
players.
yeah, I watched that. This one
Because
observation I made. They are
whoever
very,
comes
very, very
off,
quick.
whoever comes on, it's like a like for like.
Yeah.
There isn't much of a difference there.
All right. On that note, let's quickly find out what the Kaizer Chiefs coach Nabi has to say after that defeat against Yanga.
We need quality, insisted quality recruitment. But I'm sorry, I don't want to talk which position because I have respect for all my players. This is inside with my direction to talk in this what I needed, what quality, what level I needed. But if I I give you which position I need, maybe tonight, first, this is not respect for all my group or my player. I have respect for all my players. Secondly, I don't want lose my phone with a message from agent of football. Understand me? Or you don't understand? Or you understand me?
The focus is on all three lines, actually, defense, midfield, and the attack and the forward. But he doesn't feel comfortable to name specific positions or players. Obviously, it's his team, and he's expected to have loyalty towards them as much as he expects them to have loyalty towards him. So that will come in the near future.
Well, hopefully the results will come for Kaizer Chiefs. But Bibo, what I want to find out from you, how do you guys know as footballers that this coach knows what they're doing? Because I know as footballers, and they're like, I know first touch, they've got it. But from a coaching perspective, what do footballers look for to say, no, this might be the guy that we're looking for?
Just like footballers that know other footballers that know how to play football. I'm really 5 playing football and be like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. When a coach comes and the way he conducts the training sessions and what he's looking for, yeah. So that's how you know a good
What are
coach.
the keywords though, Beebs?
Oh, damn, what are the keywords?
Yeah.
Like just, if a coach comes and he's got a plan, and that plan makes sense to the kind of players that he has. Some coaches come into a team and they're like, this is what I want. But the players that he has,
They don't have those kind of
you
players.
understand?
Yeah.
So a coach comes and he looks at the players that he has. I remember Mushin, when he came to the team, the first few sessions, what he did was sit outside, let us play football. Just play football, and you sit and watch and watch and watch. A week later, he knew what he already knew that crop of players that he had at the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's a good one because I remember even, a lot of players saying that when a coach comes to you and they sit you down and say, I see this is what you believe you're good at, but we can try and maybe upskill it here and there. How are you doing as a coach? Because I know you're also coaching currently in the SAB stream.
I think I've been doing pretty well so far. Yeah, the boys are happy, and if I'm not at training, like, coach, you're training.
Yeah.
So if they miss me, they miss I'm doing something right.
Are you loving coaching now? Because I know when you started, you're like, that's not my thing.
I think I'm getting there.
Falling in love with it.
Yeah, I am. I really am. The state of our football sometimes makes you feel like,
it's bad.
is this what I really want to get myself into? Because I got energy now for all these other things, Yeah, but I'm loving it. At amateur level, nah?
At amateur level.
Sometimes I watch the Premiership. Yeah, our football is not quite the same. Let's be honest.
It's disappointing, but it's fixable.
But yeah, there are pockets of excellence, but mostly, I've said it here before and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I just don't think that more than half of the players who are playing the PSL are good enough to play the PSL.
Thank you.
He's been saying this.
At least it's coming. That's why I was on Twitter.
It's the truth.
But it's a truth. Yeah. It's a truth.
Really? So
no, it's a truth.
Half of them wouldn't be playing.
No.
Yeah, and if but feel offended, then sometimes football is this sports setting is not for emotional people, man. You can't be emotional as a ball, And some players know how to play and some don't.
Jeez, it's either umnandi or kumnandi. On that note, let's quickly find out, of course, the Olympics, how that's been going. We've got, of course, a few sound bites from a few of our athletes who are promising to bring us gold. One has already given us gold, and of course, a few more medals. So let's quickly find out what's been happening on the Olympics.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable race. It was super fast and tactical. I had an amazing start and managed to clear the chaos and the risk factor of getting caught out in lap 1. And then, kind of started to position and save some energy, and got a bit caught out at that point. Maybe settled a little bit too early. But yeah, the race started to happen and had to chase quite hard to get back in the medal positions. I was kind of planning on really emptying the tank in the last 2 laps and getting back to the front, and it was a massive battle on the last lap for the medals. And no regrets in the end. I left everything out there that I possibly could, and I think it's every athlete's dream to get an Olympic medal, and for me to have achieved that is unbelievable and still lost for words. It's for sure going to take some time to settle in.
Like we know, the finals is everyone, if you have a lane, you have a chance, and I think we were all fighting, so there's always something to learn out of every race. And I think for me with Tokyo, was the only thing I wanted to change was really just to focus on my own race. And I really just did that. I don't think anyone can explain it, but like I said last night as well, it really, for me, the emotions were really because it took a village to get me where I am today, and for everyone that's been there for me, that's believed with me, and I think for our country as well. Our hashtag for it is for my country. And it really is. It's just to inspire someone at home to know that they don't have to disqualify themselves from the race. They could also potentially be a Olympic champion.
Absolutely great to hear from our athletes, Tatiana Smith, making sure that she brings the golide that the minister wants back home. And we're looking forward to be welcoming back in the country soon. But that's how we wrap up the Arena Sports Show. Absolutely amazing. They normally say that you shouldn't meet, of course, the people that you look up to because they might disappoint you. Well, Bibo did not disappoint me. I can guarantee you that. It's been absolutely great having him. And that's how we wrap it up. Cheers. Goodbye.